Once upon a time, there was a lovely little girl who lived in a small village. Her mother loved her very much, and her grandmother adored her even more. One day, her grandmother gave her a little Red Riding Hood she had knitted, and it fit her so well that everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother said to her, "Little Red Riding Hood, you have to go see how your grandmother is, since I don't have any money for an Uber. Put this vegetarian cake and some soup in your backpack, and take them to your grandmother. She'll really need them since she's been sick." Little Red Riding Hood set off immediately to get there as quickly as possible, since her grandmother lived in another village on the other side of the forest. As she walked through the forest, a wolf watched her, hidden among some bushes. He was a very big, grey and ferocious wolf, and he had a very large mouth with which he could have eaten Little Red Riding Hood, but he didn't dare because some woodcutters were working in the forest. But he did approach Little Red Riding Hood disguised, with glasses and a mustache, and asked her, "Hello, beautiful girl, are you lost? Where are you going? What are you carrying in that basket?" The girl, who was very good and innocent, didn't know that it was dangerous to talk to strangers, even if they seem friendly, and said to him, "I'm going to see my grandmother and take her a vegetarian cake and soup that my mother made." "Does she live far away?" asked the wolf. "On the other side of the forest," replied Little Red Riding Hood. "It's beyond the 3-story building you see there. It's the first house in the village." "Well," said the wolf, "see you later." The wolf ran as fast as he could, following a shortcut he knew in the woods, and the girl followed the path that took a slight detour, distracted by her cell phone, listening to music with her pink headphones, and taking selfies. It wasn't long before the wolf arrived at the grandmother's house. He knocked on the door, knock, knock, knock. No one answered, so he climbed in through the window and looked everywhere, but no one was there. Then he closed the curtain so that only a little light came in, got into Grandma's bed, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood, who arrived a little while later and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. "Who's there?" Little Red Riding Hood, hearing the wolf's loud voice, was frightened, but thinking that her grandmother had a cold and her voice might be hoarse, she answered, "It's your granddaughter, Little Red Riding Hood, who has brought you a cake and some soup that my mother sent you." The wolf answered, softening his voice as much as he could, "Come in, the door is open." Little Red Riding Hood opened the door and went into the house. The grey wolf wearing a sleeping hat and some glasses like a grandmother costume. The wolf, seeing her come in, said, hiding under the covers, "Leave the cake and the pot of soup on the table and come closer so I can see you." Little Red Riding Hood went over to the bed, and seeing her grandmother looking a little strange, she asked her, "Grandmother, grandmother, what big arms you have. They're for hugging you better." "Grandma." "Grandma, what big ears you have. They're to hear you better." "Grandma, grandma, what big eyes you have. They're to see you better." "Grandma, grandma, yes, my child," said a voice from the doorway. Little Red Riding Hood turned to look at the door, and her grandmother greeted her. "Hello, my dear, how are you?" "I was just buying some cough medicine, Grandma," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Then who is this?" "I'm the big bad wolf." "Ah," growled the wolf, "a talking wolf, how cool. Let me film you for Instagram and TikTok." "I'm sorry, Little Red Riding Hood, for tricking you and wanting to eat you, but what Little Red Riding Hood had was all vegetarian," complained the wolf. "I don't know what's wrong with me, it is just I haven't eaten in days." And Grandma said, "Well, if you were hungry, my dear, why didn't you tell me? Come and have some freshly made tamales." And so Little Red Riding Hood made the wolf go viral. He became an influencer and an emotional management coach, since everyone wants to hear a talking wolf. Little Red Riding Hood became his manager, and every Sunday they go to eat at Grandma's. Moral, you're not yourself when you haven't eaten. Ah. But seriously, don't talk to strangers without an adult present, because even if they seem charming or sweet, they can sometimes have bad intentions, and they'll use any information you give them to hurt you. Now close your little eyes, little dreamer. Sleep well, and we'll see each other again.
Thank you.